What's up, guys and girls? Welcome back. Today, Pokemon market's going through one of the craziest pump and dump scheme market manipulations that I think I've ever seen. We've got our little guy Barboach here. He is going to the absolute moon. He's going to $2, $5, $10. He's going into the stratosphere. He's on the rocket ship right now. But in today's video, I just want to break it down, talk about Barboach, what this kind of implication means, what you should be doing, what actions you should take, and just kind of lay it all down and just give it to you straight. So let's hop right in. Now, if you don't follow the market of Pokemon religiously like I do, you probably missed it. But yesterday, or maybe 2 days ago, Mr. Pokémon, the guy of Pokémon.com, pretty big YouTuber, he wanted to pump this card. Just, not for financial gain. He's rich enough. He doesn't need the financial gain. But he wanted to see, as an experiment, how much he could actually manipulate the market. If he could actually change the cost of a 2-cent card into something like $2 and basically 1000x everyone's money who bought in the beginning. Basically see if he's able to actually manipulate the market like a lot of people say that YouTubers can. And so he put his plan into action. He picked Barboach here because it's a random guy. It's just, he's just a little guy. He's doing his own thing. Nobody's going to care about this card in a week's time like, say, other bigger cards might be. And he decided, no, this is the one I'm going to do. And he put his plan into action. He decided that he's going to offer $20 to his own personal store. So basically $20, if you buy this, you got $20 voucher to maybe redeem on some actual Pokemon cards of Japanese variety or anything else he might have on there. I don't think he has much English currently because nobody has much English. But yeah, that was his plan and he put it into action, and so far it went pretty smoothly. And thus his experiment began. He posted on social media, talked about it, told people, hey, let's see what we can do with this. And sure enough, he was able to do just what he set out to do, and this Barboach card is now like 20 cents. He's been reimbursing people. I think he said over a couple hundred people have like DM'd him saying, hey, I bought $20 worth of Barboaches. I'd love the code to be able to redeem it on your store. And he's going through and checking all those and honoring them. But this is one of the craziest things I've ever seen from just YouTuber and just social experiment wise. I know a lot of people don't like the word social experiment, pranks and all that, but ultimately he's not really financially gaining from this situation. At least I would hope not. I mean, this is pennies for him. So if he did get caught actually having a bunch of Barboaches on a TCG player store or something, that would be kind of ridiculous. But this is an actual insane thing to just kind of show the actual size that a lot of these YouTubers and influence that they have over the market of Pokemon, especially in a smaller niche store of like TCG Player. Like TCG Player, eBay really don't have a whole lot of listings on them. Like how it works is like the lowest listed price, and then you can just like kind of buy all those up. And then if no new ones get listed, that's just now the set price that you can pay is that next tier. So if you buy everything at 2 cents and suddenly the card's 10 cents, well, now the card's 10 cents because no new cards are listed. So it just really goes to show how easy a Pokemon YouTuber or just, somebody in this content sphere is able to actually influence the market and adjust prices based on what they say. And it kind of has shown that we are in an echo chamber, I think. And seeing that just one YouTuber is able to have that much influence over the total market has kind of scared me off of, not like fully off Pokemon, but it's kind of shown me that, Pokemon isn't as stable as I think a lot of people think it is. There's a lot of voices that can be heard and change the opinions of one entire item. If somebody says, say, Nostalgianomics, I know people don't talk about it, but he talks about, like, let's say PSA alt arts or PSA SIRs or something, or promo cards, small promo cards. And if you go look at some of those videos just after the fact, you notice that there's huge demand of people buying out these things because he talked about them in that video. And now I don't think he's doing that maliciously, not in the slightest. But you have to admit that his advice and his words were heard by a lot of people who went, you know what, I also agree with that. I'm going to go purchase off of that advice, which then in turn raises the price, and it just kind of self-fulfills itself in a prophecy sort of way that, he's like, well, I think these are undervalued. I think people should buy them more. People are like, you know what, I agree. I'm going to go buy them more. And thus increases the price to where now it's like reasonably priced. Say what you will about market manipulation on that. Maybe he's just pointing it out saying, hey, these were undervalued. Look at the data, see what you think, and people agreed with him. That's your own take. But it is crazy to see that just a single YouTuber has this sort of pull. Now back to Barboach, obviously I just kind of went on a long tangent right there, but Barboach itself, what makes this card, like, should you be buying in? Is this the next $10 card? And honestly, I'm just going to say, don't buy this. Like, do not buy this unless you just have some disposable income and you're like, it's a funny meme, I'm going to do it for some jokes and giggles, Like, this is the only Barboach card I can find. I have a big pile of like stuff over here in the corner of just bulk, and it's the only one I can find. I'm sure I have a couple more in there. I've opened quite a bit of Paldean Fates, but just overall, don't be just buying into these. You spend $20 and maybe, you know, you were like already gonna buy $20 worth of stuff at Pokémon, you know, maybe it's not the end of the world and you're like, oh, I'll spend $20 here, I was already gonna spend it at Pokémon, he reimburses me. Yeah, that's whatever, if that's the way you want to go about it. But I would say if you're just somebody who's just casually looking around on TCG Player and you see Barboach is now suddenly a super expensive card. He's $1 now. He's 35 cents. He's the #1 trending card. What's so special about this card? You know, don't just be blindly purchasing things that are at the top of the page. Don't be blindly purchasing stuff that maybe you see on Reddit, because I know this got posted on Reddit. People are asking, why is Barboach suddenly increasing so much and he's on top of the page? And people who don't know end up just start purchasing in because they have FOMO. They think that they're missing out on the next big thing that's either getting pumped or the next big chase that, oh, actually everyone likes this, I need to fit in and buy in. And it creates this whole like self-perpetuating thing that's going on. And I just would highly advise not to buy into the Barboach unless you just, like I said, had disposable income, you don't care, or you just want to get a couple for a meme, you know, that's whatever. But, you know, this is the next GME, you know, that's the next meme stock, it was Barboach. But I just wanted to talk about, like, Barboach is the catalyst for this. Obviously, Barboach is just replaced, Pokémon is just showing people that Barboach is just replaced for any other card. Say, a high-end promo or an expensive chase card. People just more money do that with the more expensive cards to keep the prices high. Because if the prices drop, they don't have as many buyers, they don't have as many people interested, and that's what keeps the prices sitting higher and higher, and they don't collapse back down to earth, obviously. So he was just showing this, and it's honestly kind of a cool social experiment to see that, you know, these sorts of things do happen. The Pokemon market is pretty easily manipulated. A lot of these collectible markets honestly are pretty easily manipulated, and he's just kind of showing everybody that. And honestly, I think it's good for a lot of people to see this and hopefully maybe change their purchasing habits. I've talked about it before, FOMO is like the biggest killer. Don't be buying the Drowsy, don't be buying the Greninjas, don't be buying the Greninja Gold Star, obviously, but don't be buying these things right as soon as they pump. If their price action is just a straight line, don't be buying in. That is the worst point to be buying in. It just makes too much sense to not buy in, because it is obviously a pump that somebody bought a bunch of copies. It will go back down. Drowsy's back down, Greninja Gold Star is going back down. These cards will return. Maybe not to the exact price they were before, maybe they're a little bit higher, but still they will return to a normal price where you can purchase them normally and you won't be going into a pump and dump where you are going to be the person who is getting dumped on, basically. Now that's about it for me today. If you did enjoy, if you could leave a like and subscribe, greatly appreciate it. I just kind of want to talk about this because I thought it was really funny. I made a TikTok about it earlier, but if you enjoy, join the Discord. Love to get some more people in here. 100 subs, we're going to be doing a giveaway of a PSA 9 slab, so if you could like and subscribe, it would help me out a ton. Otherwise, I think that's going to be it for me, so appreciate y'all. Take care.